Well, good morning. It's Sunday, the 10th of September, end of another week. Just a quick update on everything asset class and the markets this week. Well, let's start with what's happening in the markets. It's interesting. Saw an interview with Brian Corbett, who is the CEO of the Managed Funds Association, during the week. None too happy with the the approved changes from the SEC in recent weeks. Brian made some commentary about the punitive nature of some of these changes, particularly to smaller funds, arguing that the audit requirements, the reporting requirements were excessive for smaller funds, maybe appropriate for the larger funds, those with large institutional investing, backing, etc. It'll be interesting to see how that works out. There's half a dozen or so industry bodies that have come out in response to the SEC changes and not in a favourable fashion. So we'll see whether they stand. Clearly they do right now. I think one of the observations that we would make at Asset Class is that whatever happens, the regulatory oversight is not likely to decrease, which means that firms need to prepare themselves for this new paradigm, which means making sure that your interaction with your LPs is clear, it's auditable, it's consistent, and that the overhead required to support that is not significant. Good news is we can help you with that, so please check out assetclass.com. We'd be delighted to help, and we'll watch this storyline with interest as it develops over coming weeks. We are going to cover these changes and many other impacts that the private capital sector is seeing in Signals. And actually, one of our panelists, Jackie Kuiper from Nelson Kuiper, a legal firm focused on the alternatives and private capital space, will be making some commentary on those recent changes. So, as I say, we'll watch that storyline with interest. Speaking of Signals, which is our community conference coming up on the 3rd of October in New York, delighted to be able to announce that our very final panelist is Stephanie Mann. Stephanie is the Chief Strategy Officer at Live Oak Bank out of Wilmington, North Carolina. Stephanie will be joining the second panel of the day, which is focused on the digitization of private capital, and really can't wait to get into a conversation with Stephanie. Have a long history with working with Stephanie. Live Oak Bank shares are an investor in Asset Class, and Stephanie will be bringing some perspective to that conversation, so looking forward to that. Another piece of news from recent weeks: we were selected to participate and present on the main stage at Venture Atlanta. Venture Atlanta is one of the largest venture-focused conferences in the US, taking place on the 27th and 28th in Atlanta. Can't wait to get on stage, share our story with the audience of predominantly venture capital and LPs in the audience at Venture Atlanta. I think about 1,300 or so people expected there. So that's coming up on the 27th and 28th. If you are going to be in the area or have the opportunity to attend, I'll put a link to the event in the comments below. But can't wait for that. Finally, this week, we've been working hard here at Asset Class, as I mentioned, on the Signals conference, and cannot wait to share with you some of the things that we've been working on. We're going to be announcing version 3 of our product. That's predominantly focused on the LP experience, but there's some really significant changes on the back end as well for our general partners, for our clients. So really excited to share some of the details of that. We'll be focusing on a number of really important changes that we'll be making to our market approach. It's really an enhancement of our current product and taking a far more network-centric approach. So excited to share details of that, and excited for the potential that that's going to offer the companies. We continue to expand our footprint, both here in Europe, where I am now, and in the US, where the majority of our clients are. So really looking forward to that. So that's it for another week. Hope you've had a great one and that you'll have a great one in the week ahead, wherever you are. Look forward to chatting to you soon. Take care.